Hey guys, we're back with another Pokemon Gen 6 Wi-Fi battle, and today I take on Riku, and his team, judging by the looks of things, is actually rather interesting. Although to be fair, if he has a YouTube channel, I'll be sure to update in the description. Surprising that he has a female trainer instead of a male. Anyway, let's get started. I start off with Arcanine, who has never let me down in battle, and he starts off with Scamper the Empoleon, and I had to switch right off the bat because I'm thinking that he's going to try using a Hydro Pump to take him down in one hit. So I switch into my Electivire, and he actually does Protect, which my guess is maybe either due to Flare Blitz or Close Combat. However, he knowing I'll do Thunder Punch, he also makes a switch. And he instead decides to go into Ladina the Gengar. I was actually going for the Brick Break, and that didn't really work. So I went for the Thunder Punch. Thunder Punch does a lot of damage. However, he goes for a Confuse Ray. That's rather weird, but it's also very random. Never thought I'd be seeing a Confuse Ray in battle before, but hey, you get what you got. Anyway, the confusion doesn't work, and I go for another Thunder Punch, and the Thunder Punch takes down the Gengar. Sorry, my friend, but it looks like Confuse Ray wasn't really going to help you out that much. Anyway, he sends in Riku the Grovyle, and I'm trying to get like an Ice Punch going. Sadly, that doesn't work because of confusion. It attacked itself, and you know what that means, right? He unleashes a Leaf Storm, and the Leaf Storm does a major load of damage. That's a lot. Sadly, its special attack goes down by 2 levels, which stinks on his end. But my guess he's going to switch just in case, so I send in one of my newer Pokemon, Metagross. Yeah, Metagross is UU in the Gen 6 battle circuit and like Smogon, though you're going to be seeing a UU team pretty soon. He switches into Empoleon, and I go for a Zen Headbutt, which sadly doesn't work. However, that doesn't really make a difference because I could just use an Earthquake instead and take it out. Yeah, super effective since Metagross is very versatile with all sorts of attacks. I also got a crit, and that's rather not right on my part, but I feel a bit bad. However, it doesn't matter because he sends out Coco, the shiny Butterfree. I go instead for a Bullet Punch, and the Bullet Punch does some pretty good damage. However, it's not enough because he actually throws a Hyper Beam. I didn't expect this to happen, and believe me, it really didn't. But the damage really wasn't that much, and since he has to wait now 1 turn, that just gives me a good excuse to switch. And I switch into my Greninja, hoping that whatever he brings out next, I'll be ready for anything. Sadly, he has to recharge. So I go instead for a Dark Pulse, changing into a Dark type, hoping to take it out, and I succeed in doing so. Thanks to the Bullet Punch that I used last turn, though. Yeah, it looked kind of cool as a shiny. And now he sends in Grovyle once again, and I go for the Surf, which to me was a pretty bad idea. I should have went for the Ice Beam instead, though my guess is this thing must have a Violite or something. Yeah, because that could explain why he withstood it. Anyway, he goes for a Leaf Storm, and that Leaf Storm does major damage. My Greninja goes down, and I'm thinking, oh god, that was a really bad idea. Very bad idea on my part. Anyway, I send in my Arcanine, and it's time I decide to bring in the pain. But he makes a switch because you know how Leaf Storm does bad effects, right? So he sends in now an Emolga named Raku, and I despise Emolga since Generation 5. I'm not kidding. I decide to go for a Flare Blitz, and the Flare Blitz takes that Emolga down. Sorry, but I am not dealing with that. To make it worse, if it had static, it would have made things a bit more complicated. So he sends in Lando the Amora, and I go for a Crunch attack, and I'm thinking, Lando Calrissian? Is this guy a Star Wars fan or something? I don't know, I got a crit, which is pretty good. However, he actually goes for an Ancient Power, which the Ancient Power does some pretty good damage, but I don't think that's enough. Anyway, I go for a Morning Sun, and the Morning Sun does restore my HP up. Sadly, however, it's not enough because he does another Ancient Power, and that takes down my Arcanine rather easily. I should also mention he gets a crit too, and dang, I think that crit really did help him. Because if it didn't, I would have done a Flare Blitz and I would have taken him down. Anyway, I decided to send in my Metagross, and he makes a switch, which is actually pretty smart, and my guess he's switching it back into his Grovyle once again. I don't mind it any other way because I'm just going to use a Zen Headbutt and bash her head in. Which, he does so, and Riku goes down. Sorry, my friend, you may have taken down 2 of my Pokemon, but it's not enough against my Metagross. And all he has left is his Amora, named Lando, and I go for the Meteor Mash, and the Meteor Mash does 4 times weak damage, and it did a lot, and it takes down his Amora easily. Anyway, thanks for the battle, Riku. You have a very interesting team. I really mean it. It's really interesting. It's actually really unique and random. I really wasn't expecting that. But regardless, it was a pretty good battle. Thank you very much for watching. And if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. It does mean a lot to me. It means a lot to Riku. And it means a lot to everyone here who's watching as we speak. Okay, bye.